Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Rom-Com Love Podcast. We are so delighted and thrilled and excited to have our good friend Rhiannon Fish joining us today. Hi, Rhiannon.
Hi, guys. I was just saying off camera how much I've missed you guys in the in-between. So thank you for having me back. I just absolutely adore you both and love talking to you. So thank you.
We adore you right back, girl. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to talk about your newest movie, A Royal Wedding. I got to watch it last night and I absolutely loved it. So many moments made me emotional and just made me feel, and it's such a beautiful movie. So excited to jump in today.
Thank you. I'm so happy you watched it. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm very proud of this one. I've seen it too, and I would agree with you. There were a few moments. I watched it with my mom and my dad, and like my mom quite literally at one point with tears in her eyes was like clapping for Olivia. So it feels very nice to hear that people are responding like that. That's not just my mother. So that means a lot. Thank you, Brenna.
Of course. And one of my favorite things about the movie right away is Olivia and Alex. They're now engaged, planning their wedding, of course. Yep. But what I really loved right away is they really are planning a life together, not just a wedding. And we love our weddings, but Catherine and I, we're so over the top weddings.
Yes, I'm with you. That's actually really, I never thought of that. You're so right. It was never, that was all handled like behind the scenes. It was sort of like Katie, her best friend was doing all that and you saw it in the background, but it was not a focal point. That's really, I really appreciate you saying that.
Oh, yeah, of course. So for you, what was it like to play Olivia in this third movie as a young woman who's planning her, not only a wedding, but planning her life with her future husband?
I think that was the most wonderful thing about this movie was that, of course, this is our third. So we have got to, in a sense, grow up with these characters. And Adrian Powers, who's the creator, he gives us a lot of leeway, which is so wonderful. He has given us credit where he said, you know, you have also we've built this as a team, these characters. So at any point when we came up against a line or an action where it felt like maybe my character would do something different, Adrian allowed us to, and it just really felt like coming home to these characters and then also at the same time allowing them to really grow and flourish in this third movie in a way that I don't think they had the capacity to in movie one. I feel like there was a lot of growth that happened that made me feel genuinely proud to look at what Olivia has become capable of doing.
Yes. And Olivia, I'm just so excited to talk about her because she just seems like a real person.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. I really appreciate that. I think that is, of course, first and foremost, a credit to Adrian. I think sometimes these characters can be very two-dimensional, and he has really made it a full-fledged human that is believable and someone that I would want to be friends with. Like, I like Olivia. I root for her, and I think that is so important. Like, you really want her. You want to see her become queen. And I think that can only happen if she feels like a real person that you want to root for.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we had the chance to talk with Adrian and
Adrian, isn't he fantastic?
So fantastic. And such a cheerleader. Like I was just afterwards, I was like, oh, you know, like what do you, and there was like, for me, I gave him an idea of something that had been mingling in my head. And he paused. He's like, that's actually a great idea. I said, if it gets no further than this and you gave it a thumbs up, my world has stopped.
Oh, you're so sweet. And that's so true. First of all, I'm sure it was a brilliant idea. You guys are brilliant. You know, I think that. And in addition to that, Adrian is so like, there are no bad ideas. Right. I could come to him with the dumbest thing on the planet and he will, not saying your idea was that at all.
I know.
To him where he will always entertain it because there can be something born from whatever it may be, no bad ideas. And it makes him such a wonderful collaborative partner that he is hands down one of my favorite people to work with for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I was going to say from what we learned from him too, was that's how everything, like you guys did come to him with ideas when, you know, like I said, number one, your first rom-com off the bat as a director and a creator for him, and he gets 3. Yeah. And I mean, hello, miracles upon miracles. But the fact is how it was so impressive to hear how it was such a team. Like you and Michael came up with, came up with what you would look like for ideas, what bounced, what didn't bounce, and how you could all flesh out these characters to make them so you too, which is so fantastic.
100%. Yeah, the feeling is very, very mutual. And I will also give credit to the entire production company. We work under Steve Jaggi, who does a bunch of these movies for television. He actually did Aussie at Heart. So I went back to back with those. And one thing that Steve prioritizes that I don't see other production companies do is he prioritizes rehearsals. We have an entire week set aside to rehearse, and that is where so much growth happens. That I saw the same thing happen with Aussie at Heart, is that like Daniel, Colin, the director of this one, and myself sat down for hours and hours and hours with at the forefront of our mind being the audience and like thinking of you guys and what you want to see, what you don't want to see. And I think ultimately we are rewarded in the end. You see a better product if you're given the opportunity to rehearse before you go into production.
Absolutely. Like you said, especially with these with a 15-day timeline, is that just based on this is the second time you've encountered that as a production? Or because it's the same guy for a movie, but that is not something, especially in the Hallmark or the rom-com world. It's 15 days and the pre-production has stopped essentially by the time you've hit the ground.
You're exactly right. I will add the last movie I did was 12 days. So they are just all, it's again, we say grass is always greener, and I do appreciate it's a great gig, but it was hard enough in 15 days. They are slowly but surely knocking our days back to the point where, like, I know people that are doing them in 11. Like, that's insanity. And at some point, I do think that you are making a sacrifice in terms of the quality. So I hope, and I truly believe that production companies like Steve Jaggi will always prioritize time where you can afford it.
I love that. Yeah, see it as the viewer, like you said, see it as the viewer, because what ultimately you want to. Well, I mean, I know there's actors who don't want to watch themselves on screen for whatever purpose, but you want to watch yourself because you want it to be a story that you want to see with your mom.
Thank you, 100%. And I think that's one of the things. I talked to a lovely, do you guys know Stephanie? She does Heart and Motion.
She's a dear friend. Yeah.
Love Stephanie.
Yes.
I was talking to her, and I'm sure it's a conversation you've all had about how there should be a focus group. I think, and I totally agree with her. There should be a Hallmark focus group that is full of people like you, like also people like me. And we go, okay, what do you guys want to see? What do you not want to see? Because I think sometimes that can sort of almost get overlooked. It becomes like we're turning them out very quickly, especially at Christmas time. It's just like, got to make content. And I think it's easy to lose sight sometimes of who we're making them for. And I think that is ultimately the most important thing to never lose sight of.
Very true. Oh, that'd be amazing, because we want a little bit of everything. You know, we of course want the love and the romance. We want to laugh a little bit, but we also want to cry, and we want some drama, not too much drama, but you know, just all of the emotions that life brings.
I totally agree with you. And I also think sometimes, I don't know, you know, I get very candid. I'm going to say something that might be whatever. I don't care. So I sometimes think that they have this opinion, and rightfully so. Oh, Tyler Hines is in it. Piece of cake. That's our movie. Everyone will love it. When I was at the Hallmark Christmas convention, I saw fans come up to him and say, you know, I loved you in this one. This one missed the mark. So I don't think that they can ever just sit back and relax on, oh, it's Tyler, or it's a football movie, or. I really think the audience is so much smarter than they give them credit for sometimes.
Can I just air hug you, because I nailed it, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly, because you're right. The numbers at some point, especially when it's just, I mean, because of course that's why we love this. There's the formula, but there's always got to be a way to make that different in whatever it is. And for you specifically, one of the things that I just laugh as I look at your IMDb. Like, are you like, they're just like, if we need adventure, we're calling you. And I'm like, yes. But you know, like, For me, one of my favorite things specifically in the royal movies is you tell so much with your eyes, girl.
Thank you.
And we were talking with Adrian, that is something like I can't even comprehend having that skill.
Thank you.
And and I think that even if it's just the simplest of, we see you in these action movies, and then we get to see you in a way that you get to expand for yourself, whether that's something you've always wanted to do or just challenge yourself, whatever it is. You've got to make it fun for you guys as the actors too, to want to do the work.
Agreed. Absolutely. Thank you for saying that. That's so kind. It is also a credit to Adrian. He's a great editor, and I think he sees stuff that maybe not everybody sees. Have you guys seen, totally fine if you haven't yet, have you seen Aussie at Heart?
I watched 3/4 of it. I'm finishing up for tomorrow.
I think that was another one. That was another one for me. I just watched it, and I appreciated Colin, our director, in that moment where I was like, oh, he's kept in, like, it's much more interesting if the other person is talking, shoot the person that's not talking. Like, let me see their reaction. I think that's where the interesting storytelling sort of happens. So yeah, definitely a credit to Adrian and his edit and Colin as well.
That's something as a viewer that I'm trying to train myself to do more and more, is watch the other actor. When one person has dialogue, I run and look at the other person, because like you and Catherine said, sometimes the expression is
it's much more interesting. Totally. Yes. Yeah, I totally agree.
And I think it speaks to you as actors as well. Like, you don't have to do that. You can just sit there, just
yeah. Some of us do. Yes.
And that's acting.
That is acting.
Just that little expression, just that little eye flicker, just
totally. I'm with you. I'm with you guys.
Well, Rhiannon, we absolutely loved the gazebo date in this movie. It was just so stunning, just visually beautiful. So romantic. And the best part was we actually got to see the date. We got to see just the cute looks, the flirtiness, the food. We got to see everything. And so often in movies, we see the beginning of the date. We see the couple sit down in the beautiful setting, and then it cuts to, well, that was great. Thank you so much.
Exactly, Brandon. And I so appreciate that observation, because you're absolutely right. I think that was the really cool. It's a discussion that we have in film all the time, where it's like you should show and not tell. And that was a great example of that, where Adrian really wanted to, Adrian, of course, the creator, wanted to give the audience like a front row seat to the date. And I think that that's something that we should always try and keep in mind. Like, take the audience with us. Don't just tell them what it was like afterwards. And it was a really magical, lovely evening that I feel that was not only well captured, but it really reminded the audience, in my opinion, of what we were fighting for. Like, this is the love story that is at the core. We didn't actually have that many Alexander Olivia scenes in this movie, but anytime they did come together, it was really important to all of us that we remind the audience, like, these two are ride or die soulmates, and that's why they are willing to give up everything to be with each other. And I think the date in particular, where they're talking about like naming their children, again, it's just like, oh wow, these are soulmates. And then again was like one of the wonderful things about it being a third movie is that so rarely in these movies for television, the meet cute happens, and then you got to fall in love very quickly, and there's got to be something bad happens, and then you come back together. This is like, these characters have history, and it's a very, to me, feels like a very honest conversation that, like, if you were just about to get married, this is hopefully something that you would be talking about. Like, do you want kids, and what would we name them, and what would they be like? It is definitely a credit to Adrian in writing not only very believable, real characters, but also a relationship that feels very authentic to me.
Yes. And Catherine and I, we've said this before about other movies, a couple actually talking about their future and talking about children. That's something that we don't see enough of, that we want to see more of. And so that was another part of the scene that was just so refreshing and honest and beautiful. And when I was watching it, it was all that feeling of, wow, this is really happening. They're really talking about kids.
Oh, bless you. That means a lot to hear you say that, because I totally agree. I think that there's maybe even a little bit of a reluctance to talk about that when I don't think that it's a taboo concept. I will say the movie that I just shot probably will be coming out in December, if you know what I'm saying. That there's this beautiful line in it where she said, I'm playing my absolute age category, so about 35. She's a 35-year-old single woman, for which all intents and purposes is me with my 2 cats. And she has this line that I love where she was like, I thought I'd have a full table by now. And that to me just it felt very vulnerable and very honest. And I think speaks to how a lot of women in their perhaps 30s feel, or, whatever age category it may be. Not to go off topic, but I recently, I think it's a safe space to do this. I watched an interview recently with Lucy Hale, and she was talking about how she's 36 and people look at her like, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? And she's sort of realizing that, like, it's okay to be this age and to say, I don't have these things. And we can talk about that too, but it just doesn't have to be such a taboo concept. That I think it's cool in any capacity when Hallmark can talk about having and wanting those things, or not having those things, and what that means too. I think it's a conversation that we shouldn't be afraid to have in any sense.
Okay, I'm gonna cry, because yes, that is I'm a bearer of soul for anybody that rewatches. They're like, I've heard this story already, but I feel like it is one thing that I was pressing with, I think we had a writer on, was I was like, can we talk about a love story? Because I am 47 and I am waiting.
My God, are you joking?
I'm 47. Just had my birthday.
Somebody's lied to you of many years. You've got the wrong information.
Oh, well, thank you. But
Sorry.
Oh, no. I've been told I look young for my age, which I'm very thankful and blessed for, until you get to the real wrinkles. But anyways, that's what makeup's for. But I had that heartbreak, and then now you move into and those dreams that got dashed. And we talk about dreams that get dashed in these movies a little bit on that. That's happened before, but necessarily hasn't happened on screen for that second love. But one of the things that I had said is, and for all intents and purposes for my situation, I haven't had that first real love yet, because a lot of other life things were happening at that same time as that relationship. And so there was things, I melded all together for very quickly. I almost, I had strep in my brain. So I was in the hospital, and all these things kind of all built up together. And so I had that life stuff happening, that those questions weren't necessarily on my mind, but I thought this was kind of God's way of bringing me, because this guy had been my best friend, and I was thinking that this was going to be the time, and that ended up not being. And so now 20 years later, you're still kind of like, this was supposed to happen by this time, because you get so close, or whatever the reason is. But because of my situation, I didn't get to experience dating in all of its real relationship. We had it as friends more than anything. And so so I was talking to a writer. I said, how come we, why are we always having it's the second chance love? Because for whatever purpose, somebody could choose that they, or it wasn't their choice.
You're right.
And those are the real stories that I love seeing myself on screen.
Of course, we all do. That's the whole point of art, in my opinion. One of the biggest points of it. I think I'm so glad to have had this conversation with you. Hearing you say that is absolutely the truth of all of my characters. All of them were on their second love. It didn't work out. And it's usually because the guy didn't want it. Like, I can't tell you how many movies I've done where she's like, I was ready for the next step and he wasn't. That's not the only version of the truth that's out there. What if I just really, and honestly, thank you for sharing that. And I will 100% take that on board in my next film and look at exploring that, because I think that's far more interesting and far more honest than the notion that everybody has the exact same experience and that they wanted the relationship to go further and it didn't. That's not everybody's truth. It's certainly not mine. And I think, we need to see more representation of what love looks like for people. This is a love network. We can't just, we have to show other versions of it,
Yeah, we just had Jen McKinley on. She was for Paris is always a good idea, and her story was that the love story ultimately is the love story of yourself, and that's where she starts. And I was like, those are so the reminders everybody needs, because that's where it starts.
I totally agree. That's something that then Lucy Hale, God, shout out to her. She then talks about that in that same podcast that I was talking about, where then she says, like, I am, and I'm paraphrasing, but the relationship that I have with myself right now in my late mid 30s is so important. It's a relationship this is the one that stays with you forever and ever and ever. Everything else changes. So to have the chance, the opportunity, in some ways, I think it's a privilege. Whatever way your life goes, fantastic. I am also grateful that I don't have kids at this point, because I have been able to put so much more time into, even if it's therapy or just alone time with just me. It's priceless. And I think it's something that people don't talk about, that version of being single enough, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's something that we really love about Olivia too, is she is going through so much self-discovery. And like we were kind of saying earlier, she's not just a girl who is just all about her wedding and I'm getting married and I'm just in this lane. I'm just in this wedding lane. She's discovering so much about herself.
Agreed.
And it just is such a good reminder that, yes, of course you can celebrate your marriage and be excited, but not losing yourself as well.
Exactly. And that is the wonderful backbone that Adrian has fought so hard to always have for Olivia, is that no matter what, she knew who she was. We look back on the first movie. Yeah, the queen knocked her back a bit. Like, that's very intimidating. The mother-in-law saying, like, you don't belong here, that hurts. But she still stood up and was like, I know exactly who I am. And I have seen her continue to do that and the scale just getting bigger, to the point where in the third movie, we have her addressing the nation, which to me, like, I look at who she was 3 movies ago, she couldn't have done that, but she has continued every step of the way, become more sure of herself. And in a way that I am so proud of Olivia. Anytime I watch it, I'm like, you go for it, girl. That's amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think, part of Olivia's journey is reminding her mom, her mother-in-law, and then her mom, because her mom's afraid of losing her because she's moving to a country she's, not going to be going 2 houses down to water the flowers like today. And so there's that relationship and that love story that needs to be nurtured. And then you've got the coming into that royal, of course, which is going to be overwhelming for anyone. And then, but also reminding that lady that, the queen, her life didn't stop. And here's somebody here, So I loved Olivia's story.
Me too. Thank you so much. Thank you. I totally agree.
Yes. And Catherine and I, we are also big fans of the ensemble cast.
Me too. They're amazing.
Yes. And the family characters. And I'm blanking on all of their names. So I'm so sorry, Rhiannon. But your best friend and Alex's best friend, adorable.
Brandon, I did the same thing. I don't know if it was earlier today. They were like, what's your favorite part of the movie? And I was like, when the 4 of us are together. And they were like, what do you mean the 4? I'm like, the 4.
The 4.
Watch the movie.
No spoilers. The 4. You'll know when you see it. You know what those characters' names are. Jesus. And then I feel so bad too, because then when I start blanking, I'm like, I don't remember their names as actors either. And I know and love these people. So it's just like, so yes, let me think. So Kara is her name in real life, and she plays her best friend, who also has a name. And we will figure it out.
We got some IMBD, girl. Don't you worry. I got you.
Exactly. You know her character, and
we know her. Yes, she is so wonderful. I love working with her. And my mom actually turned to me because she's she's just a ball of energy. It's like basically she dances into every frame almost. And when we were watching it, my mom turned to me and she was like, is she like that in real life? Like it really is just this she's amazing. I really love her, and the relationship between those characters, the relationship between Winston,
and her name is Katie.
Yes. Winston.
You know what? I called Mitchell Michael earlier, so we're all in it together, girl.
I'm right.
What's his name?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I know. Yeah, I totally agree. The ensemble is so strong. I like their relationship together. I love the Queen and Ridley together.
Yes.
I loved the subtext that went on throughout the whole movie, and that, like, in theory, if like Olivia can't be with Alexander, if a commoner can't be with royalty, then Ridley could never be with the Queen either. So it's like there were so many layers to why this was important to all of these characters. It really, like I said, I'm just really rooting for everybody the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Rhiannon, let's dig into the wedding a little bit. We have to talk about the dress. What a gorgeous wedding dress Olivia had. So we would love to know, did you get to help at all with the design? Was it custom made for you? Tell us about the dress.
It was essentially custom made, in that there was like a significant amount of alterations that went on. Andrew Cox is a brilliant costume designer. He designed our last 2 movies, and I almost called it Below Deck. What's the Aussie at Heart?
I like Below Deck, so
I love Below Deck. It's so
dark after dark.
Oh my goodness. This is a segue. Rhiannon, the Australian captain.
Hello. No, when we were shooting Aussie at Heart, I would always go in my green room and I would just watch Below Deck and like try to live out this weird fantasy that I was. Yes. You guys get it. Yeah,
you are a girl.
I also really like the chefs on all of them. Like they're kind of assholes, but I also for some reason always have a crush on the chef too.
Oh my gosh, Ben. My favorite. Ben
is a hot mess express.
I have a big crush on Ben. Oh my gosh. Yeah, love.
We could go on a whole different tangent on that one, and let's make that one into a Hallmark movie next.
Exactly. I'm down. I'm so down. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. I don't even remember what I was saying, but that's the most important takeaway I think we have.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Costumes.
Thank you. Right, my wedding dress. Sorry.
She's on the honeymoon.
Exactly. I think that Andrew was very, very smart in that he does pull a lot of inspiration from the real life princesses of the world and what they did wear. And then also we of course have to factor in the GAC of it all, where there is a degree of modesty, which we have to, respect. And I really think he did a phenomenal job of not only catering to like me and what feels and looks good on my body, but then also to the network, and then also to the fact this is a royal wedding. I think he did a fantastic job. And Alexander was so fabulous in his like iconic red little, button up jacket. Yeah, it was fabulous. Just the whole thing, absolutely fabulous.
The Olivia's wedding dress so reminded me of Kate Middleton's wedding dress.
Yes, that was on his inspiration. Yes. Yeah.
So so on point. And was this movie your first wedding movie?
Oh no, I did. I got married on a Aussie soap opera that I did. So this was my second wedding.
Amazing.
Yes.
Wait a second. You only got married once on an Aussie soap opera?
Yes,
I'm shocked.
I know. Thank you. This one time, and then we left. So there was no time for a second wedding. But if I ever go back, I'm sure I'd be getting married again. Another 2 or 3 times.
Oh my gosh. So what do you think, besides this wedding and their relationship together, like those moments like the gazebo and stuff, but what do you think overall is the most romantic at the core story of Olivia and Alexander?
I think that they've really had to fight to be together. It feels like in every movie something tried to separate them, if not multiple things. And it was rarely that they were getting in the way of each other. I think that is sometimes the conflict, and that's fair enough. The conflict that happens in these movies for television is like a misunderstanding between the two leads. That never really happened with Olivia and Alexander. They really, they had rocky moments, but it was really usually just like them versus the world. And I think that there's something deeply romantic about that. The fact that no matter what, they always chose each other. I think that's where the romance really exists there.
1000%. And I'm going back to when you said that they had the little things that, the separated in movie 1, where everything was A-okay because he'd buy her dinner. You lied to me, but you're going to fix it with dinner, and off we go.
And off we go. Exactly. I mean, so you're a prince. I mean, I can probably get over the fact you didn't tell me that. Jeez. Yeah.
It's fine.
I will say, again, a credit to Adrian. I really thought that movie, that was going to be the big conflict. Is she was going to be like, I can't believe you didn't tell me you're a prince. But he had it only be like a small hiccup. And then these two soulmates were like, okay, we're locked in again. Which I really, really appreciated.
Yes, definitely. And that's something that we also love so much as viewers, is we want to see the relationship. We want to see the ups and downs and how a couple, goes through the valley and then comes back the other side, because that just makes it so much more real.
I totally agree. I absolutely agree. And it can't all be, and that's another thing that Adrian is not afraid to do. Like something about this third one felt more like a drama. The stakes were really high, and then there was high stakes in the second one too. It's like it's that wonderful thing that we were sort of touching on earlier, is that trust your audience. They want to come on this journey too. We are watching something that we know ultimately is going to have a happy ending, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it a little rocky along the way, so that they are ultimately at the very end still going, I hope it works out,
Well, we're a firm believer, and we've said it ourselves, that if you don't show that thing, if you don't show that story on screen, it didn't happen. And so the fact that because we not gonna lie, we've had some shows or some movies where they try to backtrack and they're like, and you're like,
I know. Trust me. I know.
Trust your audience 1000%. And that is why I feel like Adrian is going to go so far in this genre, because
I agree.
Even just chatting with him and his excitement of anything and anything that anybody else does and brings to the table, the collaboration, it's a perfect match. And I can't wait to see what's next for him.
I totally agree. A safe place to, I think, say is that we have discussed possibly writing together in the future, which was like an honor to be asked by Adrian. His writing partner is Kyra Bradshaw. They do everything. It's the two of them. She's a little bit more quote unquote behind the scenes, only because she doesn't direct them. So she's just less forward facing, but she equally writes it as much as Adrian does. That the opportunity that he was like, if you ever want to come in and write with Kyra and I have this very strong gut feeling that there's something in the pipeline that I will write in some capacity, whether it's with Adrian or there's another person I'm talking about writing with. I really feel excited about the direction that I hope to go with Hallmark along, or GSC along the way. I'd be very excited about.
Yeah. Well, we are too. Have you thought more about executive producing or anything along those lines?
Thank you for asking. 100%. I feel like I'm really the closer that I can be, the more hands-on I can be. And I've been so grateful when I have people like Adrian, but that's not always the case. So sometimes I'll come up against a brick wall that is just no, Rhiannon, we're not doing that. And that's not so much working for me anymore. I really want to be able to say, well, and I don't want to play the producer card, but if you do have to, and your name's on it, you get a say. And I think that's one of the reasons why the likes of all these people that we look up to, or that I look up to at Hallmark, that's why they work to that position, is so that they get a say as well. I think that's something that's really important to all of us.
Yes. Oh, we're so excited. We can't wait. Would love to see you in those roles.
Thank you. Me too.
I'm just looking forward to all the hot kisses we're going to get, because it matters.
It matters. It absolutely matters. You know, I was just doing, I don't think that, so I did an interview just before this, and it was more like a news sort of interview, and back in Australia, and they were asking, what's your favorite trope? Oh, have I ever asked you guys what your favorite trope is?
Oh, I can't remember if we discussed it or not. For me, it's I just love lovers to friends for the banter, or I'm sorry, enemies to lovers for the banter.
Oh, me too. That was what I like about Love on Deck. What is it? Aussie at Heart.
Aussie at Heart. It is. Oh yeah, you guys rock that.
There's a great line in Aussie at Heart too, where it's like, and it's a well-known quote. It's that like hate and love are like very close. There's like a fine line between the two. So I'm with you 100%. I like that trope too.
Yeah.
What about you, Brennan?
Mine has to be the friends to lovers, because that's how me and my Evan started. We started as friends and became best friends and fell in love, and so.
I didn't know that really happened. That's so nice.
Yeah.
How long? You don't have to, or just share what you're comfortable. How long were you friends, and how long were you best friends, and then when did it turn into something more?
We were friends. It was about a year and a half. We met and just hit it off as friends. My best friend introduced us because she and him had mutual friends, and so he introduced the two of us, and we just hit it off as friends. And then, yeah, like a year and a half later, we officially started dating. So,
wait, can I ask again? Say what you're comfortable. Were you in another relationship at the time, or was he? Or were you both single when you first met?
We were both single. Yeah, we were both single, and I had gotten off a string of dating.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it.
Guys that I knew weren't for me, like guys that I didn't see a future with.
I'm with you.
And so with him specifically, when I first met him, I just knew right away, this guy is special. I want to take it slow.
Oh, wow, that is lovely. That is so lovely.
Yeah, he's great. And Catherine knows he's my hallmark love. He watches everything with me, and he loves you too. Like,
oh my gosh, please tell him I said hello, and that I think you're just the most person. Although I'm sure he's so
excited whenever we get
ask him. I'm sure you've had this conversation. He would have liked you from the beginning though, right? Like he would have wanted more. Or do you think do you think you both friend zoned each other at the beginning?
I think maybe we both did. Because I think we had both been in other relationships.
Okay, so you're so right. That does something. That changes what you're coming in with. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How long have you guys been together now?
We've been together. It'll be 12 years this fall.
Man, oh my God, that's so lovely. Congratulations. That's a really long time. That's lovely.
It's been great. And he loves he watches everything with me, like I said, and he's such a big fan of you too. And every time I tell him we're going to talk to you, he gets so excited. So
so sweet. Bless you guys. I love that. No wonder that's your favorite trope. I totally get it then. That's so sweet. I love that.
Well, I think what I love about that trope, it has the most at stake. So of course it's the one that you really have to pour your heart out in ways that you have, and you're taking that chance. Right. And there are absolutely times like me that chance doesn't work for that situation. Yeah. But when you see it, but I'm still a firm believer to this day that who you marry should be your best friend. Mm-hmm. However, and there are people that isn't necessarily what they think. They're like, they compartmentalize. This is one part of my life. This is one part of my life. And that's your life partner, if all works out well.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're speaking my language. I agree with you 100%. And I think you're right. There is so much more to lose when you are like, I could blow up an entire friendship here. I could lose my best friend over this, or I could gain, a best friend plus a partner. Yeah, that's a really interesting way to look at it. I fully agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'd love to see when it happens. And for Brennan, I am still waiting, and Evan knows this. I give him grief every once in a while. I was like, when is this becoming official? Because I have a wedding I want to plan for this girl.
That's so cute.
I I will need Catherine's help because she knows I am not a planner. So I'm like, I will need all the help I can get.
That's so sweet. Bless. I love that.
And the other stipulation was, and I adore him. He's very sweet. And she's always like, he always says hi. But my favorite thing is like, okay, so now we go to these Hallmark Christmas experiences. I'm just making sure these things are not deal breakers when it's official.
Not at all. No,
it's just like, oh, absolutely not. I said, well, he's more than welcome to come with us and experience magic.
I know. I've invited him. I've said, babe, you come and just watch just all the craziness. You'll be so entertained.
So entertained.
Oh, I love that. I think about that too. Like even with my family, like I was saying to them, I was like, you should come to the Hallmark Christmas convention. Like you describe it to these people, but you're like, you cannot possibly understand what it's like until you actually walk into one of those rooms. It's indescribable.
Was the Hallmark Christmas experience your first one that you had done in any capacity in this? Okay.
Yeah, it was amazing. I had the time of my life. I absolutely loved it.
Oh, I loved your feedback of how it touched your soul, made us all cry. Yes. You like, and because as viewers, you know, like you want to know that you guys enjoy it just as much as we do.
Oh my gosh, and that's the thing. The feeling is so deeply mutual that, and I have no shame to admit, I've done conventions for other platforms before. And it's not like that. It's not like what they do at the Hallmark Christmas Con. It is built with so much genuine love that you don't ever leave it feeling exhausted. Like we're all like we're ready for a sleep, but I didn't feel exhausted in the way that I did with other conventions. It felt very mutual. It was like a mutual exchange of just like beautiful love that only I feel leaves everybody involved feeling better than they walked into it. Honestly, it's the best.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. So magical.
Well, let's dive in a little bit into the fact that, of course, Olivia is an author. So I have a two-part question for you. If you were to write a book or a series, what would it be about? And also, what book would you like to bring to a screen adaptation?
Whoa. Good questions. Okay. Can I answer them in a different way?
You can absolutely.
Of course. I'm not a very good reader. I'm not a strong reader. I find it very difficult. So I would sort of veer out of that and back into film. And this is, again, nobody take my idea. If you're watching this, don't take it. Come back. Like, this is my idea. But I think we're onto something. What if we made a Hallmark movie? I was just thinking about this after I talked to you guys. What if we made a Hallmark movie that was about a focus group? And the focus group was all these jaded people that are like, Hallmark, like, what if it's like this? What if the lead is like, she's just been broken up with. She's brokenhearted. I'm spitballing here. She's sitting on the couch and she's like, this isn't real. She writes a hateful comment on some blog. She's like, this isn't real. This would never happen in real life. And they're like, why don't you come to our focus group? And she comes to the focus group and she's like, this is stupid. This is not real. But then I'm trying to figure out how, like, in the focus group, there's also a man. But what if he is put in there in like a How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days kind of way? Like, what if he is planted there as a way to be like, you got to show this one woman, you got to make her believe that love. Nobody take this idea.
I'm like, where am I signing up financial wise, girl?
Rhiannon, this is your EP, girl, right here. Yes.
Okay, so
if you want to elaborate off screen, we understand.
But I'm saying, if I see this anywhere else, I can't. I'm putting this is like tag marked now. This is Rhiannon Fish. Okay, so he's planted there in like a How to Lose a Guy 10 that one kind of way. But then he actually does fall for her, and then that is, of course, and not taking from that story, just only drawing inspiration from it. I haven't seen it in so many years. I'm not even sure if that's the right callback. But then, of course, they do actually fall in love with each other. But she's hurt because she's like, oh, you were just planted here. This was all that's something. This is this idea that I've just formed in this moment and in the last little while. I think we should make it. I'm going to call Adrian and I'm going to say, watch this podcast. Here's my pitch.
He's going to call us those two again.
We have the best ideas.
I'm telling you.
We would totally watch that. We would totally watch that. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
If there's like a little piggy bank of ideas, and well, he did say get a notebook. So get your notebook going, girl.
You're right. I really should. I was even thinking about sending him an audio message. I swear, I'm just going to, hi, Adrian. Thanks for stopping by. I've sent this to him to watch. Yeah.
Oh, well, I love, and that's what I love that too. But when we were talking with him specifically about the books, and no, we're still going with that. But what I is that the resurgence that everything is happening, and for him, perfect time for Olivia's story to be a movie during this time when everything is coming to screen. I said there were just so many marriages that happened up. Like this was meant to be at this time of his life and your life for the career wise and everything too.
I totally agree. Yeah, it's all very serendipitous. All of it has played out. Yeah, I totally agree.
Have you seen that movie? Have you seen Serendipity, the rom-com?
Oh, I'm sure I have. It's like a quote unquote older one, right? Like I've seen it.
I'm only laughing because I think you were 7 when it came out, so it is older.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw it. Do you remember who's in it?
Yeah, it's Kate Beckinsale and then John Corbett.
Love. Yeah, I think that's one of the like OG 90s rom-coms, right?
Yeah. Well, we had trivia last night, rom-com trivia with our friends Amy and Gary at Pour the Wine is Rom-Com Time. And so they do reviews of all the movies. So your review will be coming up after this weekend. And just because they aren't necessarily just in the Hallmark world, they had just done their first throwback. And that was actually the second they did that, I was like, I loved that movie. I had it on repeat, forgot about it. I sent her my picture in front of Serendipity that I had to go to.
Sweet. You really loved it. That's so sweet.
But it was that mix of lost connection and then, time passing, and they're secondary characters phenomenal. So if you've not seen it recently, I'd give it a rewatch.
100%. Absolutely. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yes.
Of course. Oh, Rhiannon. Well, we were also so excited to see Aussie, and I'm so excited for Catherine to chat more about it with you coming up. We know you just wrapped a Christmas movie. Any tiny teases you can give about what's coming?
I will say, so yes, there's one in December. I didn't say it was a Christmas movie.
Ooh.
Well, that's true. You didn't.
It must be Valentine's.
There's that one. I really hope I get to do the Hallmark Christmas convention again. I really will be the first in line to put my hand up and say I hope I get to do that again. Yeah. And then I really am looking forward to seeing the audience's response to Aussie at Heart. That was one, I give all of them 110%. But this was one in particular that it really felt like, I'll speak for both Daniel and I, like we really showed up every day and night, and we just worked really, really, really hard on this one. So I hope people like it. That's to me.
When we first heard that you and Dan were filming together, I mean, the two of you just fire. I can only imagine. I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very excited for everybody to see it. I have to say, when I watched it myself, I was like, oh, like this is good. Like I was kind of into it. Yeah.
If you saw in the Hallmark, because you're CC'd on it because you guys are collab. But my Catherine at McGarry comment was the sizzle was sizzling because it was, girl.
So sizzly. Oh my God. I was like, we were talking about the way that my eyes do. I was like, the way I look at Dan in this movie is crazy. Relax. Oh my God.
It's okay, girl. We'd be doing the same thing if he was in front of us. No shame.
Thank you.
He's got his real accent.
Oh, it's the real accent. They let him have a beard. I was like, move, like this is it. Tyler Hines. Look at this guy. Jeez.
It's over. I'm in the ocean.
It's over. I'm in the ocean. Right there.
I fell overboard. I'm gone.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for coming back and chatting with us.
You're amazing. Really, you're just
We adore you. Cannot wait for the next one to see what's up next.
Exactly. All right, my loves. You take care.